Welcome to Fat Over 40. My name's Miles. And in this, a glorious day in sunny Essex, in this episode, I'm just 1 week away from my powerlifting competition. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a new film every single Friday, and if you like what you hear, please give us a thumbs up. But more importantly, keep those comments coming. Keep telling me if you've entered a powerlifting competition, how you got on, and if you've got any tips for me for next weekend. So I will play some footage of, I only managed to get my back squat on video this week. I was building to a heavy 2, so 2 reps. It was heavy. So my numbers going into, my numbers for last weekend going into this weekend's deload, and then I've got a week of moderate work, I would say, but certainly towards the end of the week it'll be rest and recuperation and refeeding and getting myself ready for my competition. So to recap what my figures were, I hit 185 kilos on my squat for, it was meant to be 2, but as you can see from the video, I only got 1. Then I was reminded by the bar how heavy it is when I jumped. If you look at the footage, there was hardly a jump. I was so tired I could hardly move out of the way of the bar. And I'll slow it down and pause it, but it trapped a wad of my skin, fat, between the bar and my belt. My belt is really made of very thick leather, and my belt won't go anywhere, and my skin won't go anywhere, and I ended up with what I can only refer to as something that looked like a horse bite on my back. It hurt. I had my wife prod me. It didn't feel like there's anything broken. I'm just pushing my thumb into it actually right now. What day are we on today? Thursday night. I did it on Saturday. It's still really quite tender. Right, so there we go. So I hit 185. On my bench I hit 100 for 2, 100 kilos for 2, so really pleased there. And on my deadlift, I didn't feel that strong by the time I got to it. It was quite sort of warm. I didn't eat in between my lifts in my session, and even just doing sort of a heavy 2 reps. By the time you've warmed up on each of the actual movements, you're talking about over 2 hours worth of training. So the one thing I've got to change for my actual session is eating little bits in between to keep my energy levels up. So I only managed to hit 180 for 2 heavy singles on my deadlift, and most of you that are into powerlifting will know I should be able to deadlift a lot more than I can squat, and at the moment I'm squatting more than I can deadlift. I'm not sure what that says about me. Probably says that I need to work more on my posterior chain, I expect. So what am I looking to do when it comes to the competition? Because I need to give my figures before I actually, when I weigh in, before I actually lift. I've had a chat to my coach. He wants me to go conservative. So I'm going to go 180, 185, 190 on my back squat. My PB on my back squat is 195, so I'm under my PB. On my bench, I'm going to go 100, 102.5, 105. My PB being 102.5, so I'm hoping to PB. On my deadlift, I'm going to go 180, 185, 190, and just see if I can hold them. My PB is 200 on my deadlift. If I'm feeling like ultra good after my 180, I may hit 190 on my deadlift and then go for the 200 to match it, or maybe go 201 or something, but we'll see. I don't want the sort of blood to go to my head. That's why no one's coming to watch me, because I just really want to sort of get the work done, not have to worry about sort of impressing the crowd or worrying that people have come to see me and I should be putting on a show, right? So there we go. I'm 1 week out, and the next video you will see, it'll be before my competition, so it'll just be a couple of days before my competition. I'm going to have a think about what I talk about there, because it won't be about my competition, because I've just been deloading. But there we go. If you got anything you want to ask me for the content for next week, then please do. If you've not seen my previous videos, then click on them and have a look. And if you're not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? And if you make one change this week, get yourself involved with a competition so you don't die fat.